So maybe we should sort of clarify, what is the difference between a 504 and an IEP?
So that's a really good question. And I think one is not better than the other. And I think that is the first thing that families need to understand. If you receive an IEP, the IEP is under a totally different law, Individuals with Disabilities Act. That is very different from a 504. A 504 is under Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act 1973. Very different. One is not better than the other. They serve different services for each child, but just because you qualify for an IEP doesn't mean that a 504 doesn't serve value to a family. So when I look at the IEP, I look at goals. You look at objectives. You create it's a plan, a steps, timeline. It's clearly defined. Goals are related to the deficits. Now, if we go to a 504 would be accommodations such as clarity of directions, notes before class,
extended time,
extended time, stuff like that. That would be a 504. An IEP are goals and objectives that are being measured, and you're looking at the progress report, which will decide the next steps on that IEP.
So that's interesting. So actually, I've never thought of it this way. So what you're suggesting is that you could have two students with similar learning differences, and yet they might each pursue a different objective, meaning one could pursue an IEP and one could pursue a 504, and they might both end up with those, but not because their learning difference was just what they're trying to accomplish. Is that right?
That's right. So let's think of a freshman in high school. I'm a freshman in high school and I'm ADHD. I'm just ADHD. That is the diagnosis. So you have the diagnosis. Because you have that diagnosis, you qualify under Section 504, the Rehabilitation Act, 1973. The law supports you, but you don't necessarily qualify for support unless there is a deficit in that classroom setting. Socially, you're having a difficult time engaging. Emotionally, there's something going on. You're leaving and going to the bathroom and hiding because you can't handle all of the noise and the distraction that's occurring in that classroom setting. You're not getting instruction. You're missing something. You need a 504. Now, this is the same child, 504 freshman, an ADHD child, freshman in high school. Because of the distraction and the academics that this child has missed over time, they're not comprehending. They're not a good reader, they're not comprehending, and they're not understanding what information is being delivered to them. That child might need to go through the journey, the planning meeting, and decide to see as a team if he qualifies for an IEP. You just don't know until you ask the questions and have everyone sit at the table to decide what will best serve this child, this freshman, what will best serve this freshman who is ADHD.
So if you could clarify a point, 504 you said is associated with accommodations, but a student who gets an IEP could also get accommodations, the same kind of accommodations that you could get under a 504?
That is an awesome question. And some people don't understand that. I just love that you brought that up. I will hear frequently, well, why would I worry about getting the IEP if I have a 504? Because the 504 takes me through college. It actually started because of the workforce, right? So why would I need this IEP when I'm a freshman? Well, you're going to have that embedded in the IEP. Those accommodations are embedded. So if your child is a freshman in high school and is ADHD and qualifies for an IEP, take that IEP, take that instruction, and be looking at those accommodations, because it's those accommodations that are going to be delivered in college and moving forward. They're just going to turn it into their own form.
We hope you enjoyed this video as much as we did. You'll find plenty more like it when you explore the Test and the Rest channel. Be sure to comment, share, and subscribe for a constant stream of insights into learning, education, testing, and admissions. For full podcasts and amazing resources, find us at testsandtherest.com.